day one of me showing you easy makeup looks you can do for Halloween. And if it wasn't already obvious, today we're doing tiger makeup. Here's our inspo. Obviously, this is amazing, so we're gonna do our best and I'm gonna walk you through it. Okay, we're starting off with a pretty normal base. I'm just using my normal foundation, but we're gonna go a lot lighter than normal for our under eyes, forehead, and chin, and also right under our cheekbones. And for reference, I'm using the Huda Beauty concealer in the shade Meringue. For bronzer, I'm going in with this Anastasia cream bronzer in the shade Caramel. When I first tried this was actually like way too orangey for me, but it's obviously perfect for a tiger look. So bronze the forehead, cheekbones, and then I'm actually gonna put the bronzer straight on the bridge of my nose and a little underneath my chin. Now we're gonna go in with some powder. The first thing I'm gonna do is take this Brighten side of this Dibs palette. If you want a bright under eye, let me tell you, this is the powder you need. Look at that. So we're gonna go right underneath our eyes. We're gonna kind of create like a sharp line, like going up like that. And we're gonna really set this inner corner in our eyelids as well. Then a little setting everywhere else. We put our concealer. I'll be using this Morphe palette today. It's the 35M Boss Mood palette, but any orange eyeshadow will work. I'm just gonna get that with this big fluffy brush. And we're gonna go in and add some more orange to where we had our cream contour. Now that I've deepened up all the contour spots, I'm gonna take an eyeshadow brush. Just gonna go along the crease and we're gonna connect this nose contour to our eyelid like that. So we're gonna drag it right in this spot right here. And we're just keeping this orange shade to our crease, so not directly on our lid. In the inspo photo, her brows are super skinny, but obviously I have a little bit of thicker brows, so I'm just gonna fill them in like normal. Okay, now we're getting into the fun part, but it's also the scary part. I'm gonna take an angled brush with some black shadow. I'm gonna go over this with liquid probably, but the eyeshadow I think is just a lot less intimidating. So we're gonna create a pretty big wing, and we're not only gonna connect it to our upper lash line, but we're also gonna connect it to our bottom lash line. I'm gonna try to copy this to this side before I move on any further, because that's definitely the hardest part. Guys, I feel like I kind of killed that in terms of like matching them. The inner corner is also super important in this, and hers goes almost like to her nose. I honestly might not even need to go over this with the black liquid liner because it's so pigmented. I'm telling you though, an angled brush makes this process 10 times easier because it's already in the shape of like what a wing needs to be. Now we're dragging this line all the way to the inner corner to connect. This is what it's looking like. I have this hard candy eyeshadow marker that we're gonna put in our lower waterline. I feel like that really just makes it look 10 times better. I do a little bit of that black shadow on the tip of our nose too. I'm gonna go and sharpen up these cheekbones with that same Dibs powder, because now it's time to get into the tiger stripes. There's a lot of different ways I can go about this, but I think I'm gonna do powder with the angled brush first, and if it needs liquid, then we can do that. So I'm literally just gonna freehand this. The good thing about doing something like tiger stripes is that it doesn't have to be perfect, but sometimes that almost makes it harder. Obviously that is not working, so I'm gonna go in with a liquid liner. If I were you, I would either get a cheap liquid liner just for this look or some face paint, but I will say this does work really well. Literally all I'm doing is kind of following what my inspo picture looks like. If you wanted to, I feel like you could probably sketch out the stripes with your eyeshadow and then go in with the liquid liner if you're scared, but honestly just going for it. Okay, I'm gonna switch to this side just in case this liner starts to run out. It's lasting a really long time and it's really pigmented, so if you are interested, this is the Kaja Wing Stamp Wing Eyeliner Pen in ink black. Main tip for this is you kind of do almost like a messy skinny triangle. Start with like a skinny point and then you go out a little bit wider. And my other tip would do a long one and then a short and then a long, kind of like this, so that they're not all the same length. And now it's time for some finishing touches. I'm gonna do a little bottom mascara. I'm gonna do kind of this motion with the mascara to make them a little bit more spiky. And then I have lash clusters on, so I'm just gonna give them a curl and add some mascara, but I feel like the bigger the lash, the better for this look. And I feel like you could go a few different ways for the lips, but I'm copying the inspo, so I'm gonna do some brown lip liner. This is the Say liner in the shade Tease. I'm gonna add this Anastasia Soft Haze lipstick in the center. That just made my lips look really big. She has a little black on the inside, so I'm taking that same eyeshadow marker we used and putting that on the center. That might have been a mistake, but we're rolling with it. Now I'm topping it with this Say lip gloss in the shade Push. I think that's the finished tiger makeup look. I'm really proud of myself because I did this last year and it was definitely not this good. I'm redoing the lips a little, so this darkness is only on the top lip because I think that'll give more cat. And I think I was right because that looks way better. Oh my gosh, guys. I added some green contacts just to really push it over the top.